I think the one thing that I associate the most with Garfield is the carefree attitude. I think it's very important to let just be at times and not think a lot of things through and do whatever you feel like doing. I think that's what Garfield does, and that's what I really resonate with him, that to just be carefree and do whatever you feel like doing for that particular moment and for that particular day. My first memory of meeting Shah Rukh sir was he had seen the first Fukrey, and Ritesh Sidhwani sir, who's a producer, had organized a dinner at his house and where Shah Rukh sir was coming, and we were just flipping. And all of us, we were like, sir, Shah Rukh sir ne hamari film dekhi hai, kaise, ye, wo. And then we went to Ritesh Sidhwani sir's house, and that's the time we met Shah Rukh sir. It's happened or not happened. I'm very happy right now. All I can say, I don't know if it's happening, not happening. But I'm very happy in that space here, and I'm not very vocal about my personal life.
That's why I was not sure if...
Yeah, so I'm not very vocal about it. But all I can say is that there's a lot of love, and there's a lot of warmth, and there's a lot of positivity, and there's a lot of happiness that's, with the grace of God, I'm surrounded with, and I feel really blessed.
Hi everyone, my name is Dishya and I'm from News 18 SHOWSHA. Today we have with us Varun talking about Garfield the movie, which he's voiced in Hindi. Hello!
Hello, how are you?
I'm alive, how are you?
Very good, very good.
I want to start off by asking you that I know everybody's asked you this question, that what is your first memory of Garfield? I want to know, what is that one thing that you associate the most with Garfield?
I think the one thing that I associate the most with Garfield is the carefree attitude. I think it's very important to let just be at times and not think a lot of things through and do whatever you feel like doing. I think that's what Garfield does, and that's what I really resonate with him, that to just be carefree and do whatever you feel like doing for that particular moment and for that particular day.
It's a Sunday every day in Garfield's life.
Yeah, it's a Sunday every day in Garfield, and he hates Mondays.
Feels. So, how did this script come to you? How did this opportunity come to you?
So, I'm very thankful to Sony Pictures for giving me Garfield in Hindi to dub, like to be the voice of Garfield in Hindi. I've always been a huge Garfield admirer. Ever since when I was a kid, I used to open up newspapers, read Garfield, and then it came down to comic strips, comic books, and then the movie animation. So it's been a part of my life here, and a lot of lives ever since, like, we were kids. And so my team told me about that Sony Pictures had approached to be the voice for Garfield in Hindi, and we quickly just jumped into it. And once we saw the film, it was just so beautiful. I think it's one of the cutest films I've seen in the most recent times. You laugh, you feel awe, and there's a lot of moments and the adventures in the movie. And just tried, with my own efforts, I've just tried to make it relatable in our own language for our own people. So it's just very exciting. So yeah.
In the English version, it's the Chris Pratt who's voicing it, and in Hindi you are. Did you get a chance to talk to him even via email or discuss?
No, I've not exactly, to be very honest. And I think so. Probably I was chatting with them probably on the day of release or something. Because I've seen the English version, and I think he's done a fantastic job. I think he is Garfield. And but I think probably in the release week and all that, we're really excited to get in touch with him and just appreciate the amazing effort that he's put in Garfield, being Garfield. And so really looking forward to that.
Both of you at least have one thing majorly in common besides the movies. Both of your comic timings are outstanding. It's so much fun to watch y'all on screen. Y'all just bring in that laugh. I think that's why you fit perfectly for the Hindi version.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I came across a video. I think Sony had released it last week, where it's a funny video where Chris is preparing to play, like, voice Garfield, and he takes on all the cat nuances. How did you prepare for?
To be very honest, it was my first outing as giving a voice to an animated character. It is very challenging. As simple as it looks, as fun as it looks, there's a lot of technicalities that goes behind it. That's what even I learned, because as an actor, I have dubbed for my own films, right? Because of certain sound issues or XYZ reasons and all that. So you know what you were feeling that time. How you were, what was your mental state that time, how you were thinking it through, how you were thinking the scene to be. So you know that process, you've already done that, and then you're replicating it again in a studio, assuming the environment being the same. But for animation, it's very different. I mean, there's a kind time constraint. There's a fluppers of the animated characters that they keep doing. You have to fit in your dialogue between those spaces. So it's a little technically challenging like that. But I got great help with Prime Focus Studios, who helped me with dubbing for the film, and Arpit is my dubbing director who was working with me closely for this particular project. And that was of great help. It took me about a day or two to just get an understanding of how this happens and how I have to do it and how I have to perform it. Then after in a day or two, when I got an understanding of giving in a lot of few hours to learning the process, then it became easy, and then I actually started enjoying the process and went with the flow, and then tried to add all the nuances or the fun or the madness what was expected for that particular scenes for Garfield. So that's where kind of the process kicked in. But yeah, initially was a little like, okay, what's happening? One second, everything's happening too fast. Everything is like, whoa, ये धीरे करना है, अच्छा ये तेज करना है. अरे वो इंग्लिश में तो ये 4 शब्द में खत्म हो जाता था, हिंदी में इसके 8 शब्द हो जाएंगे, तो उतने टाइम फ्रेम में कैसे होगा? लेकिन वहां पे 8 शब्द लगे हैं एक पर्टिकुलर चीज को बोलने के लिए, हिंदी में ट्रांसलेट करेंगे तो 4 में हो जाएगा, तो वो स्पेस खाली नहीं रह सकती. So all of that was like a little overwhelming. I said, okay, 1 second. Guys, we need to figure and all that. But couple of hours went into rehearsing, into take pe take, and then eventually started understanding the process, and then we started like, that kind of the fun element kind of kicked in, and then we just had fun.
What was the most number of takes?
A lot. I can't actually recall, because I was in one studio, and like how dubbing usually happens is, for the people who don't know, that the actor is standing, they have a big screen in front of it, the animation is playing, you have a headset on, you have a mic on, and then there's a glass partition, and the sound engineers and the director sitting in the different cabin. And they are doing all of that to see if it's in sync, if the tonality is correct, if your pronunciation is correct, if your emotion is correct, if it's going with the scene. So they just keep instructing you, you keep understanding of whatever they're saying and all that, and you keep doing it. So I actually don't know how number of takes exactly, how many it took, but yeah, it surely, there was some which were more than my age.
Wow.
Yes.
So, we've had Ranveer dub for Deadpool, we've had Shubman dub for Spider-Man last year, and you're doing Garfield. Why do you think more and more actors are, getting interested in the idea of dubbing for these roles?
It's very fascinating. And again, like, I'll talk about my own self. And I think Garfield, because there are certain things, right? It's very nostalgic for you. It is something that you've literally seen growing up. And then you get a chance to be voiced for that particular character. You're like, whoa, I want to jump it in. And I really want to do it and all that. It's a beautiful vertical to explore. I mean, animation is huge, is massive. It's very kids friendly. It's very parent friendly. It's very relatable, and it's very challenging on top of it. So to take on that challenge and to do it successfully and have that much of fun, I think I think everyone should do it. I mean, whoever gets an opportunity, just jump the gun and just do it, because the process is beautiful. And I'm very excited myself. I'm not saying it because we are here promoting or talking about Garfield. I'm very excited for May 17th to come, because I want to go watch it on the big screen and, just see how, it's turned out. Right? Because I've seen all the rough stuff. I've not seen with the final mixing and with the music and XYZ, the factors kind of coming in together. So very excited and kicked about it. And I'm more excited. I really want to watch the film with kids, because their reactions are just so pure. Right? So I'm really excited to watch it with the kids.
Have you all used any kind of Bollywood songs or music in the movie?
No. Not any Bollywood songs and all that. I think the music, who's done the Garfield movie, like the music is the same.
Okay.
What we've used in the different, in English, I think that's the music, the BGM, the background is the same and all that. I don't think we've made a lot of changes for that. Of course, the dialogues are different. The scenes, the story is the same, but the translations are very different. That's why it's kind of for our own people, for our own market. So, I mean, that's the difference which is there. But I think the technical side of it is all the same.
before Garfield, we saw you in Fukrey 3, and congratulations on the blockbuster.
Thank you.
It was amazing. I mean, that just shows how much power that franchisee holds. I think with Golmaal, that's the second franchisee that has been giving back-to-back hits. Yes. And the film has ended on a very teasing mode that there will be a fourth part.
Yes, hopefully. We feel really fortunate here. I mean, the kind of acceptance the third one also got, and the kind of love that it got, it became even more wider. We did some great numbers. We crossed 100 crores. So it just shows, I mean, numbers is a way of showing that how many people saw it and how wider it kind of got, right? I mean, it's just a beautiful feeling that it just kept growing. The first one got the love, got the acceptance, then it grew to the second one, then it grew even more on the third one, and hopefully so, keeping our fingers crossed, we really want the fourth one also to come out and super soon. So I think that is one question that I'm going to leave it to Mr. Mrigdeep Singh Lamba, who's the director and the writer, along with Vipul Vig sir for Fukrey franchise. So I'm going to leave it to them, leave it to Excel. But all I can say is that even as an audience, we are as actors very excited and waiting for the fourth one to get jotted down soon, and then we can kind of shoot it.
It felt like a personal win, because I felt really bad when you were in Circus, and I felt bad saying that, it was such a nice arc to your characters that we've seen you in different roles, and Circus gave you also that push to go beyond your comfort zone, and it didn't turn out the way all of us expected it. So how did you tackle the reception?
I think again, it was made with a very beautiful intent. I mean, Rohit sir, hats off to him and kudos to him and the entire team. We shot that during that phase of the first lockdown being opened and the second lockdown coming in. So we kind of shot it in between that time frame or whatever that gave employment to so many people that time when there was no work. He gave employment to some 500 people going on set, taking care of a lot of precautions and XYZ and all the factors coming in with the intent of making a beautiful film and making it with the people, so many people involved. So it was just a beautiful journey. I mean, obviously the fate of the film is decided by the audience, and kahin nikalti hain, kahin nahi nikalti and all that. But the journey has been beautiful, and I'm very thankful to Rohit Shetty sir for giving me Dilwale and then for giving me Circus, and I can't wait to reunite with him and be a part of his films in the coming future. I really hope I get to work with him again, and it's just been a beautiful journey all together and all these years.
After Garfield, I remember reading that you're doing a movie with Shehnaz, two Punjabis coming together.
Yes.
So, any update on that movie?
We finished shooting for it. It's called Sub First Class. And we've finished shooting for it. We've shot extensively in Punjab for that. And yes, a lot of Punjabis on that set. There is Shehnaz, there's me, there's Balwinder Singh Janjua, who's directed and produced the film along with Murad Khirani, so with Cineone Studios and Geo Studios. Their film, there's Kusha Kapila, who's also there in the film. So a lot of Punjabis. So we've wrapped up. The film is in post-production right now and going to be out very, very soon. So that is something which is going to come out this year. And talking about Punjab, there's another film that I finished. The teaser came out in end of February. That's called Wild Wild Punjab. It's a mad ride. So it's been produced by Love Ranjan sir and Ankur Garg sir and directed by Simarpreet Singh. So that comes out again. So exciting stuff here. I've got Touchwood for 2024.
Sticking on to the whole Punjabi conversation, 10 odd years ago, you worked with now one of the biggest superstars of Punjab, Diljit.
Yes.
Have you got a chance to cross paths with him recently?
There's messages that there's something that I had seen, so I've messaged him, and there's something, when he was performing in Mumbai, I was like, bhai, meko, Paji, mainu show dekhan aana. So that's the only conversation that I've had with him. But I recently saw Chamkila, and I think it's a fantabulous film. And I totally loved the film. And I think Imtiaz sir, obviously, he's one of the greatest directors. I think the way he's captured the life of Chamkila and the way he's shown Punjab and the way Diljit Paji has acted in it, I think it's beautiful. I think he's such a great actor. And it's over just messages. that we keep exchanging, and any new song comes in, I just send him Paji, matlab flip kar dete hain, bahut maza aa raha hai. Just like that.
My last question is that, we've heard so much about your work, this thing. I remember in 2021 you'd mentioned that you are looking at dating someone. So has that happened?
That has happened or not happened. I'm very happy right now. All I can say, I don't know if it's happening, not happening, but I'm very happy in that space here, and I'm not very vocal about my personal life.
That's why I was not sure if...
So I'm not very vocal about it. But all I can say is that there's a lot of love, and there's a lot of warmth, and there's a lot of positivity, and there's a lot of happiness that's, with the grace of God, I'm surrounded with, and I feel really blessed. And so it's just exciting and nice.
Sounds very nice. It's very heartwarming. I have a small segment. Since you've mentioned that Garfield is your first dubbing project, I'm going to ask you a few of your firsts.
Okay.
Your first...
That's interesting.
So the first ever acting gig that you'd had.
Wow. I became a tree.
Huh?
I became a tree in a play,
okay,
which was happening in my school that time, which is Lawrence School, Sonar. So I stood just like that, wearing a tree costume, and I did that so that I could see Sanjay Dutt sir for 2.5 hours, because he's an alumni of my school. So he was the chief guest, and I wanted to do that, and that's the only part that was left for casting. I was like, I'm gonna do it, please just give it to me. So I became a tree and was just looking at Sanjay Dutt sir for 2.5 hours.
Did you ever get a chance to tell him the story?
I did. I met him. We were promoting, we were shooting for a series, which was a chat show that Ritesh Deshmukh sir and me were doing together. So he was a guest on that chat show, and that's the time I told him, I was like, sir, main paid bana tha aapko dekhne ke liye.
Your first salary?
First salary. My first salary was 1,500 rupees. It was 500 rupees notes that I did. तो वो road show हो रहा था, एक mall के बाहर खड़े होके एक host करना था कुछ, तो उसके लिए मुझे मिले थे 1500 रुपए, और वो 3 नोट मिले थे 500 रुपए के, और आज तक मेरे मम्मी ने संभाल के रखे हुए.
That's so sweet. Your first memory of meeting Shah Rukh sir?
That was during a brand shoot. I got an opportunity to endorse a brand with sir, and that's the first time. No, sorry. My first memory of meeting Shah Rukh sir was he had seen the first Fukrey, and Ritesh Sidhwani sir, who's a producer, had organized a dinner at his house, and where Shah Rukh sir was coming, and we were just flipping. And all of us, we were like, sir, Shah Rukh sir ne hamari film dekhi hai, kaise ye wo. And then we went to Ritesh Sidhwani sir's house, and that's the time we met Shah Rukh sir, and he had loved the film, and he just really enjoyed the film, and so we just got very happy, and so that was my first encounter. I didn't get it, I didn't speak much to him, because I was just in awe, looking at the man who's inspired me all throughout and still does and will always do. And so I was just in awe. I was just looking at him just like that and all also. So it was that time.
Did you get to tell him the Bazigar story?
I did. It was during the course of Dilwale. I told him about the Bazigar incident. That it was because of Bazigar I wanted to become an actor, and Kali actor I wanted to become an actor. God bless you.
My last of this is your first audition.
My first audition. It's very interesting. So I was in Chandigarh, and I knew that there was a phone brand casting that was happening in Mumbai, and I specially requested my mother, asked her for money, and I came from Chandigarh to Mumbai to give that ad audition. I didn't get selected and went back. Okay. But how life comes in full circle. When I shifted to Mumbai, the first ad ever in my life that I did was for the same company's phone brand.
Oh.
Same company's phone brand. I can't say it right now, but तो जिसके लिए मैं पहली बारी ऑडिशन देने आया था और हुआ नहीं था और मैं वापस गया था. फिर कुछ साल बाद जब मैं मुंबई शिफ्ट हुआ तो जो फिर मैंने ऑडिशंस का प्रोसेस तो चालू करा ही था. जो मैंने पहला ऐड किया था वो सेम ब्रांड का था, उसी फोन.
That is so amazing. All right, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your
Thank you so much, and please watch Garfield the movie 17th May in 3D with your family, with the kids, with the parents. It's a beautiful, adventurous ride, and you're going to have a lot of fun.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.